Tell you what, I'm disappointed we didn't get the sweep today, but I'm still happy we won the series. We looked a lot better in this series than we did against the Red Sox, so I'll take 2 of 3 than not winning a game at all. Considering how bad we played against the Red Sox, this is a huge step into the right direction, so I'm happy about the way we played this weekend. Also, a little fun fact, I was at game 2 of the series, so I had a lot of fun of that. But I'm going to go ahead and break down this series and talk about all the stuff that happened, and let's get into it. I wasn't going to talk about the beef between the Rays and Yankees, but after today's game, I want to talk about it. Friday, we had a hit by pitch where I forget who it was, but Sunino got hit in the shoulder. Don't think that was intentional. There was 2 strikes, and it would be very stupid to intentionally hit someone on 2 strikes, so I think he's good. Yesterday, Joey Wendell got hit in the helmet after he tried to bunt. I'm not sure if that was intentional, but the timing was weird considering that he tried to bunt, and I don't think pitchers like it when batters try to bunt, especially. I think he had someone on. No, I don't think he had a runner on, but still, I don't think it was intentional because I think it was Nick Nelson. Correct me if I'm wrong. He did not have the best control, so he could have just had a wild control, but the timing was just not good. And then today we had Meadows getting hit twice. The first one, I think that was intentional. Do not know why Montgomery did it, but he hit Meadows up in the shoulder. Second one, I don't think that was intentional. I don't see why a pitcher would intentionally hit someone on 2 strikes, especially when you already got, both the Rays and Yankees dugouts getting warning. So I don't think that one was intentional. I think that one slipped. So, yeah, there's that. I think the Meadows one was the only one I'm pretty sure was intentional, but overall, I'm glad there wasn't really any real fighting. I'm glad the Rays didn't retaliate. I did not want them to retaliate. The only way I want them to retaliate is hitting home runs, and we did do that after Meadows got hit, though it didn't really help us win the game, but you get the point. So I'll take that any day. Tell you what, this offense had a lot more luck this weekend than they did against the Red Sox, and I'm very happy about it. Game 1, we just kept on scoring 10 runs. Willie Adames had his first home run of the year and first home run of the week. That's kind of embarrassing, but I'm glad Willie got his first home run of the year. Then yesterday we scored 4 home runs. Meadows got his 3rd home run of the year. Mejia with the 2-run double. No, single, excuse me, sorry. My memory's not the greatest. And then Randy Arozarena hit his first home run of the year, which I'm mad I did not record when I was at that game, but I was still very happy that he hit his first home run of the year. Super glad he got that out of the way. Then today, we scored the same amount of runs. Mike Zunino hit a home run. That was his 2nd of the weekend. And then Randy Arozarena hit another home run. Tell you what, he owns the Yankees. It was a good weekend overall for the offense. We saw a lot of milestones. Yoshi looked good overall this weekend, hitting, and Mejia did too. I was really impressed with Zunino this weekend. I'm honestly going to give him my MVP because I thought he was good on both offense and defense. I know Randy did hit some home runs, but I think Zunino drove in more runs than Randy did, and Zunino's defense I was actually impressed with this weekend. I will talk a little bit more about the defense a little later, but overall I was impressed with Mike Zunino this weekend. Never thought I would give him my MVP of the weekend thing to him. So, good on Mike Zunino, and he might be heading into the right direction. Of course, he has been inconsistent, but I'm hoping this is a good start for him to maybe break out this year. Tell you what, the defense was still not perfect, but was a lot better this weekend than it was earlier this week. So, making improvements. I thought Willie looked better this weekend at shortstop. Although he did have that little gap at the top of the 9th where he could have caught the ball but didn't. But it didn't matter because it didn't lead to a run. And then really the outfield looked better. Except for Meadows. He still just did not look good. I don't get what's wrong with Meadows as outfield. I thought he'd be much better as a left fielder, but it's whatever. Overall, the defense was good except for maybe this game today because we did have some bad errors. I'm starting to think Yoshi might not be the best first baseman in the world because there's this throw from Kevin Padlow in the top of the 9th, and usually Joy would catch a bad throw for someone, but Yoshi couldn't get it, and it's just been frustrating, really. I mean, I still have faith Yoshi Suzuka would be good for the Rays, but I'm not sure if it's going to be on the defensive side. He might be a guy, I think, that might stick as a DH this year, so I can see that happening. But I hope he improves as the first baseman until Joy comes back, so... Really, overall, it was a better weekend for the Rays defense than it was against the Red Sox. The pitching looked a lot better this weekend than it did against the Red Sox. Monday, Rich Hill was pitching. He allowed 4 runs, but that was in one inning. The other innings, he looked spectacular. Even at age 40, he still has some good stuff. Then Hunter Strickland made his debut after being called up for Pete Fairbanks because Fairbanks got injured. He's out for a while. And Strickland had a good 2 innings. The only bad pitch he had was letting LeMahieu hit a garbage time home run. But honestly, overall, impressed with Strickland. I was scared that he would blow the game, but he didn't. Then Chris Massa came in. He got it wasn't a save, but he closed out the game, and he looked good doing it. Saturday, Chris Archer looked good, but then he got injured out of nowhere, which I thought we were going to lose because bullpen game this early. Andrew Kittredge came in and he pitched well for a couple of innings. Then Jeffrey Springs went out there and he looked really good, a lot better than he did against the Red Sox. Very impressed. Ryan Thompson was out there. He had a good inning. And then you got Cody Reed. He did well against the Yankees. And then Chris Massa was out there again. And it was a 4-0 game. I'm glad we didn't use Castillo because Massa looked good and able to get the win. Bullpen looked really good yesterday. I was proud of them for the way they picked the game up after Chris Archer suddenly got injured. Luckily, though, he shouldn't be out for long. Should only miss 1 start, so glad we didn't suffer a serious injury. Then today, the pitching looked okay. First guy that came up was Brett Honeywell. I thought this was the best part about this series was Brett Honeywell making his debut. After not pitching for like 3.5 years, he went out there, he looked solid, had a perfect 2 innings and did well. Then Michael Walker came in. He had a pretty bad inning, but then he pitched the rest of his outing and he looked pretty good. Then came Ryan Thompson, or no, who was it? I think Cody Reed came out first. Cody Reed came out. He looked good, and then bases got loaded. Thompson came in, and then Mayhew grounded into a double play. Then the next inning, he blew the lead. I'm just saying this. This is an overreaction, but I'm starting to get worried about Ryan Thompson. He hasn't impressed me at all this year. Still very early. Not saying we should send him down, but I'm super mad about the way he's been performing. I remember in his first Marlins outing was okay. Second one wasn't. Then he had the blown save against the Red Sox, and then he just blew the lead. So, very upset about the way Ryan Thompson has been pitching. He was a lot better last year, and I don't know what the hell happened this year. Then Castillo came in for his first outing since blowing the save. He looked good. He looked a lot better than he did in his previous outing. I'm glad he rebounded. And then Colin McHugh, I'm not putting the blame on him today. He did allow 4 runs, but there was this one at-bat where he had Odor. It was a full count. Well, no, I don't think it was a full count. But there was 2 strikes, and McHugh threw a pitch that was an obvious strike, and they called it a ball. And then later, Odor got a hit, and then it led to 4 runs being scored by the Yankees. Very upset at Marty Foster, but let's be real. Thompson should not have allowed that run. If he did a better job of pitching, we wouldn't even be mad at Marty Foster. So, there's that. But overall, I like the pitching this weekend. We didn't have Glasnow or Yarborough pitching. Of course, they're not injured, but it wasn't their start. And we didn't have Fairbanks. The bullpen performed a lot better than I thought it would. Overall, I was happy with the way the pitching looked this weekend. So that about wraps it up. That was a good series overall. Very glad to get 2 of 3 against the Yankees. Any series that results in the Rays beating the Yankees is a good series to me. Now we got the Texas Rangers at home, 4-game series, the first 4-game series of the year, and the first series against the team that is an AL East rival or an in-state rival. So, looking forward to that, and we'll have Glasnow, Yarborough, Rich Hill. Do not know who's pitching Thursday because they sent down Honeywell. Do not get why they did that. He was really good today. That was very stupid, but whatever. I don't work for the Rays, so I'm not sure why they did it. They have to have a good reason. I'm hoping they call up a good pitcher to pitch for Thursday, but looking forward to the Rangers series, and go Rays, and let's head back to the World Series.